if I can do that rolling back throw, then I can tuck his head here, right? I can grab onto some material, I can sit, and I can launch from this way. Does that make sense? That's a pretty easy throw. Right? If I want to, I can jump up and do two-legged throw. Let's see. Can you do double feet?
I don't know if I can on Joel, but sure.
Can you do it?
I think Caleb can do it on Joel.
Come on, Caleb. Let's see if Caleb can do it. So again, if you're lighter, you jump up, put both feet, hold up high. Joel's job is to roll. Caleb's going to jump up, put both feet on the hips. Big jump, big drop.
Yeah. Nice.
So again, here's why that works. I'm grabbing smaller person. She's going down. I don't want to fall. I'm going to try to not fall, which means I end up holding her up, right? So she jumps, right? And I'm just like, I don't want to fall. That's why it works. She doesn't hit hard. If they see it coming, they could completely drop down on you and you take the ball hard. That is reality. Before you got to do things quickly for that sort of thing. Okay. Yoko Tomoe Nage. This is side circle throw. So this one, going straight back. Let's get on the line, Joel. I should kind of have his body split by the line, my body split by the line. I should be able to pull, I should be able to drop, and he should be able to go pretty much straight over. Pretty much on the line. This one's easier, I think. He's going to go on the line. I'm going to go off the line, right? So I go here, and I'm sideways. Okay? So you see how I'm now sideways to the line? So side throw for me is a little easier. All right. So who cares? You guys might be thinking, I'm never doing this throw. Here's why this is such a cool throw. This is what I want. I'm going to make my throw. If I can, I get him off balance, I give him a big pull, and then I land in the armbar. Pretty cool?
Pretty cool.
All right. However you guys decide to execute your circle throw, it is one of many throws you can use on a test to advance your knowledge and move up in rank. Not that that's the most important thing, but it is a thing. You're like, how many throws do I really know? I can do shoulder throw, one-handed, two-handed dropping, that's 3. I can do head and arm throw, which is similar, hip throw, which is similar, springing hip throw, minor hip throw. There's like a bunch of them that are so close, okay? If you start getting into these, you got this one, you got Yoko Tomoe Nage, right? You got the modified with the 2 legs, right? Grab the head. All of these are variants to kind of get us working. All right, and I roll him and he lands right there. Boom, right? Depending on what I do, I can easily end up kind of in this position and just let him go. Make sense? If I hold on to him, I can easily end up in this position. Does that make sense? Okay. If I can end up in this position, I can start working for an armbar. I can start working for a choke, right? I can start working for triangle. All of these things become available to me depending on what I do and how I land. Okay? So, we're going to assume that you rolled over and ended up in the mount. I want to give you some options. Last time we did Americana, we did armbar, we did head and arm choke. Who remembers that training class? Cool, right? All right. Today, we're going to look at this arm and think, when I do this and go for Americana, what does he typically do? He wants to curl that arm up towards his head for defense. If I can keep that hand in control, I can move to here, and I can push down on my elbow, and I can press that wrist. So this is your combination submission. By the way, anybody hear the term hidden hands? Hidden hands is what we do that you didn't see. Watch for the hidden hands move. Anybody see that?
Elbow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I go to make this move and I win. I go to make this move and he pulls his elbow up. In order to start defense, I get control of the hand here, pull it, and then I rotate onto it. Now, if it's close, I'm basically going to bounce myself on his arm bone. Doesn't hurt at all, right, Joel?
No, sir.
This position is way painful. Okay? Make sense?
Sir, is he like super flexible or something?
Gumby.
Yeah. Many years of martial arts has helped him to adapt to his environment. He's the chameleon of martial arts, right? So, here, right, I control this part of the hand a little bit. He goes to do his defense. I rotate the hand, and I push it straight in. I can also hold it here and push it this way. The bottom line is immobilize the wrist to the mat to make the technique. Go. So, what we're looking at is how do I get this hand into this position? Let's go backwards. If this hand has the knuckles already on the ground, let's say Josh just starts there, all I got to do is apply a little bit of pressure, he should tap, right? But the hand's not going to go there automatically. I got to be able to go from this position to this position and pin that. This hand no longer needs to be on the wrist or here. I'm supporting the wrist, his wrist, right? Now, I can feel his wrist is not on the ground, but I'm controlling this wrist. Everything else is in my legs. So I put my shoulder to his elbow and I just press. Okay? So let's go into it from here. I'm here. He starts to make defense. I slide on up onto the hand. I pivot that hand, right? I support the hand. I press the hand. Okay. Now, most jiu-jitsu people in this world, maybe in the universe, on other planets, I don't know, are going to say this is called a rude or a dirty technique because it's a small joint, it's hard to defend. We don't do finger locks. Sometimes we'll do the wrist locks, but very rarely. Mostly it's elbow and shoulder locks, right? Hip locks, knee locks. What do they say about the ankle? Dirty, or be gentle, be careful. I'm gonna tell you for self-defense, if I do this and I go, pow, and I lay on it and I bust that wrist, it's over. But that's self-defense. He's trying to kill me for some reason or another, right? He's not gonna hold a gun with that right hand. He's not gonna hold a knife with that right hand. He won't hold a baton with that hand, and he ain't gonna punch me with that hand. I've incapacitated him, and I didn't have to kill him. That's pretty great. So I move down to get Americana. He goes for defense. I grab a little higher, rotate, support, push. By the way, I do this. Josh can take this all day. Look at all my weight on there, right? But once I push this thing out to where the wrist is off, he'll tap. Cool? Thanks, Josh. Time.
Armbar?
Armbar.
Armbar. Right? No, we may have done head and arm first. I can't remember now.
I thought we did head and arm first.
All right, we did head and arm
but
first.
you were so sure. I was like, okay.
Both Jeremy and Caitlin remember well. You're talking to a guy that can't remember what he had for breakfast this morning. So, palm this to the side as I'm going down. Not this. I see people doing this all the time. Then they're like, I can't get my hand in the right place. And then he starts defending. He gets his hand over his head. The head and arm doesn't work. So watch. 1. This isn't so much this with my hand, it's this with my neck. 2, right? 3, head and arm choke. Some people call it arm triangle. Make sense? Sure. So I go to make this move, but first, I pin this arm. I go to lift, right? He's thinking, holy crap, that feels like head and arm choke. He gets his hand on his forehead, no problem. I move up, I lift. Okay? His arm is in the edge of my pelvis, and this is already tight. I could try to make the lock here, and it will work. But I have a way that I like better. I lift the head high, I tuck the knee tight, I grab my foot, and then I roll, which tightens everything up. And now I got him in triangle choke. Legit? Sure. So again, he goes to defend a little bit, no problem. I move up, I lift, I switch, grab, roll. Where my hand is, I lock. Now, let's say that he gets posture. He gets his head up and he's breathing a little bit. There's an arm lock right there. I can pull it tight here and compress and make the choke better. Or I can just smother him. See how his nose and his mouth are covered? I do this, he's gonna be breathing. What little bit of air is leaking in there for about 10 seconds and he's gonna run out of air. Can we do go from head and arm choke or arm triangle to leg triangle. Can we do that?
Yep.
All right. Doesn't have to be fancy, but it does have to have the one component. This knee has to go over his arm at some point. You have to lift the head at some point. If the knee's over the head, you don't have to fight that arm. This becomes easy. Okay? I will help you. Joel, walk around and help also. Everybody else find a partner. Third technique was what? Armbar.
Armbar.
All right? So again, when I go for my armbar, we used to do it this way. Like I'm gonna give him CPR. Push, lift, sit. And that was really pretty sexy, I think. I liked it. But honestly, people saw it coming and they started doing weird things with this arm so that I couldn't get the arm. So now I'm here and I dig. I go deep. Set the foot and I pull him onto his side. Okay? It's hard for him to really start escaping me at this point. So the basic arm bar is now going to be from here, and I pull so hard that I lift him off the ground. That's tight, okay? We can do that. If you need help with the basic arm bar, we'll get you probably on another class, but this class, let's work on the second part. So, by the way, in self-defense, I loosen him up a couple times. Oh look, he gives me the arm, right? He starts to lock this arm. Now I'm thinking, when I go to make my move, he's gonna have some super good defense. So I go here to make my move, and I'm just like, oh crap! He's got defense, he knows what he's doing, right? If we see super good defense, we can do something about it early. I grab, I pull him up. He goes to make defense. No problem, I tuck that in, right? I cross this over his face, and now I've got bicep crusher. Okay? And I did it pretty gently. I let my arm go. I gave some space.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? He makes defense. By the way, the reason that this technique works is because of the position he put his hand in. Lock. I can even do this if I want to. Cover. I don't want him getting away now. Right? Because this foot's already up, try not to kick him right in the face. Bip! Right, let's not do that. Get it over his head. I only kicked him in the head, not the same. Right? And then I lock. And then I've got bicep cutter. All right? Make sense? All right, let's see part two, because eventually some of you are going to try this once you're already down. I get this position. I go here, then he locks up. And I'm like, okay. Also works from here. Okay?
He just automatically lets go when you put that.
He can hold on if he wants. Hold on tight. No, don't let this go. Right?
It just hurts.
This foot goes over, tight. Make the lock. Now he's holding on to that all he wants. Right? When I put this pressure down, I'm really crushing that bicep. And a little bit of hyperextending the elbow. The joint's kind of pulling apart a little bit. Cool?
Sure.
Bicep cutter. Let's turn you this way. All right. Just change your body.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You're still in the mountain. All right. This is an additional move you can do instead of just the armbar. If you're doing the armbar and you like this technique, he gives it to you, you win, that's good. No problem with that. In the event that he starts giving you some defense, predominantly that's going to be gable grip, or maybe even finger on finger this kind of way, whichever way he feels most comfortable, right? So I go to make this move, right? And I'm like, oh crap, he's seen this before, he's going to be working some defense, I don't want him to escape. Where my arm is counts. This is a little bit not far enough through, this is probably too far through. Okay, I like about right here. If you want, you can go ahead and grab some uniform and you can tuck. Now when I tuck, I start pulling it tight early. I bend forward so I can get my foot up there. I try not to kick him in the face, but let's have Jacob look away just in case. Right? I kick over, and now I've got that hand is locked. Right? I got to get this foot around here, so I'm going to sit back and pull him with me. He's already tapping.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in position yet. Jennifer, you can bring the camera over this way.
That was an anticipatory tap.
So I was here. I'm now going to grab this, and I'm going to tighten it all up. Then I start pulling. Okay?
Okay.
Jacob's like, dude, you suck. You're killing me. Why would I volunteer for this? We'll do the other arm.
We'll do the other one.
All right.
Do this.
You like that? No problem.
I'm
Make it
good.
even.
All right. So again, I dig deep, right? I go to make armbar. He locks up, right? Let's say that I think I can still get the armbar, right? So I'm going for the armbar, and he's really stuck. Hold on tight.
Okay.
So he's really stuck, right? No problem. I push all that forward, holding on to here. I can use either leg, but I'm gonna go with the right leg again, right? I'm gonna use this hand to help. And I want it above his hand. See how his wrist will bend? Get your hand out of there. Bend your wrist and just get the left hand out. Pull it out. See how that just flops out? Make the grip again. Hold, get here, pull tight. I got him. I lock this. Now, I compress here, which hurts a little bit, but then I start to pull this way.
Yeah.
Bro is dead.
Jacob. I have slightly shorter legs, it's kind of difficult. It's not so much the length of the leg as it is the flexibility of the leg too. If you're flexible, a short leg, not as big a problem. If you're long leg and not quite flexible, you probably can make it. Short leg and inflexible, okay, maybe difficult. So I get here, right? He goes to make defense. By the way, he doesn't make defense. I don't have the beginning of the technique. So he starts to pull his hands in. He does not want me to get that, right? I think if I dig deep enough, right? I think I can walk this around and let's see what he does. Now I can reach across, I can grab, and I can go forward, right? And now I've got bicep cutter here. So what I had to do is adapt a way to get my leg closer. One more time.
You're not free yet.
Right? He bends, right? I gotta have this hand in the right position. I get it lower so I can walk this leg close. Maybe you see my triangle choke, right? He's like, oh, I don't really like that there. But I reach in, and when I grab it, I'm gonna kind of go head first that way. I've never done it that way, but theoretically, I can get this leg here more comfortably. It should work. Let's go back to part 2. I get here, he's still resisting me, okay? No problem. Make a grip. Now this hand is free. Reach, grab, lock, here, right? Now this is tight and uncomfortable. He's ready to tap. This is what hurts. Okay, watch this wrist. Zoom in on this, Jennifer. I'm gonna grind into his bicep this way. You guys see my hand turn?
Yes.
Grind and pull this way,
Okay.
right? Thanks, appreciate it. You're welcome. Okay?
Bro just sacrifices